Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Tristan. I'm from France.
Are there any aspects of Korean culture that you want to take back with you to France?
Well, I surely don't want to go back to France. I would love to stay here, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's really feels like a second home here. I've been traveling a lot, and this is the first time I can feel that.
Yeah, really.
It really speaks to me on a deeper level. Yeah, the culture here.
Something connects with you here.
Yeah.
Is it the way people treat each other?
I think like Korea has a lot of US influence, so it's like I would say it's the best mix between East and West in terms of fashion, in terms of the way people approach you. They are maybe more open than in other Asian countries.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect mix of where I come from and what I want to discover.
Yeah. You think Koreans are pretty warm?
Yeah, they're warm. And then again, it is only Seoul, but
just because you're so good looking.
I wish.
Do you find yourself developing any habits that you're kind of unconsciously following from the Koreans around you?
I can eat way more spicy than before.
Yeah.
I got used to it. I would say I think I have more respect since I'm here for other people, which is something like, for example, the fact that they're very clean makes me want to be more clean. Like it's a social thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like not throwing things in the street or whatever.
I see.
You know?
Keeping your house, keeping your neighborhood clean.
Yeah.
Scrubbing your body.
I'm not saying I was not before, but like...
Using more soap.
Yeah. And also this is a very big city and I feel really humbled to be here.
Yeah.
There's so many things going on, so many interesting people like you guys. So it also drives me. I came here for because I felt like when I was back in France, I felt a little bit lazy. I was letting myself go because life is kind of more easy, I would say, in a sense.
Yeah.
And for me, I needed a place where people are hardworking, and that drives me, right? So that's why I say I feel humbled here because people are very hardworking and
kind of fuels your ambition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I feel this exact same way.
Yeah.
When I was in my hometown in Philadelphia, it was great. I was comfortable, but I kind of didn't have any big dreams or want to aspire to anything very lofty or grand. Mm-hmm. But when I came here, I was just surrounded by such hardworking, ambitious people with big dreams. I started to think that way too.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Yeah, that's true. I met some people who are, you would say, quite popular here. They are still very, very humble, I think. I met like a very famous French streamer. His name is Papsan. He's like maybe the most famous French living here.
He's living here?
He lives here, yeah. Very, very humble person. So I don't know if he was like this before, but I can feel like this is like because of the way people are here, right?
Yeah.
So the foreigner changed also.
It's like a sponge.
Yeah, definitely.
You get influenced and become more humble. Wow, nice.
Yeah.
잠깐만 한 가지 말씀드릴게요. 혹시 제가 1대1로도 수업을 하는지 궁금해하시는 분들이 계신데요. 네, 하고 있습니다. 발음, 강세, 유창성, 문법, 단어 선택을 중심으로 한 1대1 개인 맞춤 영어 코칭이에요. 독학도 좋아요. 저도 많이 해봤어요. 하지만 아무리 영상을 보고 책을 많이 읽어도 분명 한계는 있습니다. 저와 1대1로 수업을 해보고 싶으신 분들은 아래 링크에서 자세한 내용을 확인하시고 우선 신청 리스트에 지원하실 수 있어요. 자리가 생기면 이 리스트에 계신 분들께 먼저 연락을 드립니다.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Ken and I'm from Canada.
Do you find any Korean mannerisms rubbing off on you when you stay here that you kind of find yourself doing when you go back to Canada?
My Korean friends taught me some swear words. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not. He's not kidding.
No comment. I would say, I think it's the Korean sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about it.
It's like they make a lot of breathing sounds, different types of breathing sounds. Like, let's say they're thinking about something and they go, 잘 모르겠는데. 어떻게 하지? Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I found myself.
That's a hard question. Yeah, it's a hard question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess in the West we would just be like, huh.
Yeah.
Like that's like the same meaning.
Yeah.
In Korean it's like.
Exactly. I find that very endearing, I think.
I love it. Yeah, it's very interesting to look at. Cool.
Yeah.
So you find yourself doing that, or anything about living or being in Korea you wish was in Canada?
In Korea, let's say you're at a cafe, you're sitting at a cafe, you gotta go to the bathroom, you can leave your stuff there perfectly fine and no one will steal it, right?
Yeah.
But back in Canada or even in America, you leave it for 2 seconds, you look away, gone, it's gone, right? So
In Canada.
yeah, even in Canada, yeah. I had someone who was sitting at the mall, they had the backpack right in front of them, and they looked away and it was gone.
No way.
They looked back, yeah, it was completely gone. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so I think because I think with Korea, everyone has a certain level of respect for each other and respect for each other's spaces and personal belongings and whatnot,
Sure.
right? So I think if we could bring that and share it with the rest of the world would become a much better place.
Amen, brother. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Antonella. I was born in Boston.
How are you enjoying Korea?
Too much.
Too much.
Way too much. It's incredible. The crab, like the raw crab,
간장게장.
kajang, then the soy sauce, and then like the gochujang.
Yeah.
I already feel like the Koreification of myself is already underway, even just in 5 days. So I'm so grateful, and I had friends that took me around, but I think for sure just the culture of like being together and eating and and drinking and all of that, just the way people socialize. I came here from Japan and I definitely see it's different. People are more open and relaxed.
Yeah.
And they're laughing more and just
Compared to Japan.
yeah. Yeah, there's more laughter and just playfulness.
Yeah.
And people hold hands, which is so interesting.
In Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Men and
noticed.
women.
Yeah, everyone's holding hands.
Yeah.
I find it very communal.
So that's something you kind of wish you could bring back to the U.S. It's just that communal aspect to everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. My friend was telling me here, you just bump into people and you don't say sorry. Because I was like, how do I say I'm sorry? And she was like, no, you just kind of move around. It reminds me when I was in Cairo and you kind of just move with the cars. There's no traffic lights really. You're just kind of flowing. So in a way, I guess some could think of it as impolite that you don't say sorry, but in another way, it's everyone's just kind of
It's not expected to say sorry.
yeah,
so,
you're just grooving together.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that reminds me of the subway a lot. You kind of just go with the flow, as you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah. Much longer will you be in Korea?
Tomorrow. I would love to come back to Korea. This was my first time here and I'm really blown away, honestly.
Nice. Awesome. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Adam. I'm from Mexico.
What are some habits, Korean habits, that you've acquired while living here?
Oh, the trash. Separating the trash. Doing plastic in another one. Then the things that are burnable. Then the things that are recyclable. In Mexico, we all throw all into the same thing. So.
Yeah.
And they throw it on the street then.
Right. So you become a master recycler. living in
Yeah,
Korea.
no. I've learned some things, for sure.
Yeah.
The subway too. I freaking love the subway here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love it. Because in Mexico the subway is trash. So the one here is even better than the one in Tokyo. Seoul subway is the best freaking subway I've ever seen in my life. I love it. I love line 2.
I love line 2.
goated.
Me too, bro. Line 2 is the best.
Line 2's goated. So
I love what you said about recycling, but it kind of makes me sad because these days I'm really wondering, is recycling does that even work? Because I've heard so much now that they just put it all in the same kind of trash bin at the end of the day.
No, yeah,
and it takes so much energy to recycle one piece of plastic. It's so much easier for the companies just to make a new piece of plastic. It almost feels like recycling is kind of a scam. I don't know.
I don't know what they do with the trash afterwards.
Yeah.
You know. So it's okay. I'm gonna do that because if I don't do it, they give me a check for not doing stuff. It makes you more responsible with the things you throw and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. But man, it is annoying, you know. But I've tried my best to do it. I think I'm getting used to it.
All right.
So yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? What are your names and where are you from?
I'm Jubilee. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Cool.
I'm Sayla, and I'm also from Portland, Oregon.
What's something from Korea, Korean culture, Korean food, the way things are done here that you wish was in Oregon? you want to bring it back with you to Portland, Oregon?
Just the convenience of things, like everywhere you go, if you want something, it's there. You know,
Yeah.
like bread or pharmacy. There's pharmacies everywhere, but back home, like I literally have to get in my car, drive like 30 minutes
Yeah.
if I want something at CVS or Winco, you know, like going to the store. There's stores everywhere, shopping's everywhere. Just very, very convenient.
Super convenient.
Yes. Or delivering, getting
Yes.
stuff delivered for sure. It's like so quick. Yeah.
Great point. You have any thoughts on that? You wish this was in Portland.
I wish something that I wish was in Portland is definitely the fashion.
Fashion.
In the US, the fashion is kind of like behind. Like trends are kind of getting like slower and slower to pop up. And I just feel like there's so much more advanced in cosmetics and in the beauty industry. So yeah.
You're really interested in that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
I am Leilani. I'm from Mexico.
Okay.
My name is Keno and I am from Germany. Of course, there's one thing, the food I would take back to Germany as well. Most important is like the people here following the rules,
yeah.
no making any issues, try to behave good. These days in Germany, like some people, of course, they still follow rules and not making much trouble, but there are like few people these days in Germany which like destroying kind of
Yeah.
like the peace in some big cities. I don't know, like making stress for no reason, attacking people, shouting people, like kind of like this.
So you can
And
really respect people who follow rules.
more respect, yeah. I would bring more respect, like people having it here. I would bring it back to Germany. Yeah.
Love it. I love it. What do you
It's
think?
the same. The
You
same
agree?
thing. Yeah, very agree. Because in Mexico, it's not the same. Oh yeah, it's not safe.
The result is that it's not safe,
Yeah,
but it's safe here.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
safe
really
here.
safe,
It's
really
safe.
Are you guys learning Korean at all? Is Korean easy to learn or difficult?
No,
I think it's quite challenging language to learn, but it's the same for German. Like
German's hard.
it's also hard, yeah, because of the grammar.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Did you enjoy this video? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I'm Sean, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.